With no money down, pay late and not now. With no money down, pay late and not now.
Live and direct, everybody. What are we doing? What's going on? Hope you're doing well. It's the Crypto Wonder. Now, we have to understand that we're one day closer to the real raging bull market, because some people believe that we've been in a bull market the whole entire 2023, because they say that in the beginning of this year, if you look back, Bitcoin was hovering around 16,000, give or take. This is all going from memory, so you could refer back to the chart to see for yourself. And now, Bitcoin has, increased by 50% over the year, so it's been signs of a bull. For some people, they really just believe that the crypto space has been in a bull. But the bull market that they're talking about, the bull market that some of us really know, two different things. This was like some old waning bear into a waning bull, like a transition period or whatever, if you will. I'm grateful that we have pulsechain. In the beginning of the year we didn't. We were still waiting. I'm grateful that right now we have pulsechain, pulsex. The chain is making its way through the space. We got how many coins on top of that chain, boy, buzzing like a hive of bees, hornets, kicking this nest. They're just zapping left and right. Hopefully you don't get bit though. Hopefully you receive the honey and not the bites. But right now, it just seems like there's a segment of individuals in the community who have decided to do different things. And that's fine, because it's a free market, But at the same time, when you don't really achieve your desired results because you decided to go wayward, go a different route, it all goes back to you, because you can't blame anybody. It's easy to blame and point fingers elsewhere. It's easy to do that. But you have to look at yourself. You definitely have to look at yourself. You have to look at what you're doing. You have to look at what you decided and the risks that you took and the actions that you took. A lot of times we don't believe things until we see it for ourselves, right? We don't believe in something until we see certain things for ourselves. I'm approaching year number 7 personally in this crypto space. Year number 7. Next year will be 7 years for me. And I have to tell you that crypto has brought has taught me a lot. It presents certain things that are just like mind-boggling and groundbreaking, earth-shattering, and staggering. The realities on both sides of the spectrum, whether you're in utter excitement or extreme desperation and misery and everything in between. This is what crypto brings. And some way you have to find yourself in the middle. You have to find yourself sort of centered and balanced with a plan. You execute your strategy when necessary, or you execute on your plan when necessary, and you make You make the best decisions that are right for you, always. It's come to my attention, whether it's their rumors, whether there's speculation, whether there's whatever or not. We have a new DEX that was launched. I spoke about this in my most recent live stream, but I gotta repeat it again. I have a new DEX that was launched, and all throughout social media, by way of Telegram groups, by way of Twitter, people are saying that there's been some activity that was done during this launch period where a lot of front running took place, right? Meaning before it was actually launched to the public, people got a head start. Some people blame it on bots. They literally blame it on computerized programs that have had a head start on participating or acquiring, buying, running up prices for coins and tokens before the active public mainnet launch. And what we got to understand, again, these activities, and some people say, it was some inside, some folks had the inside scoop. They had inside information, right? You close to the founder, which is one of the unspoken tenets of being successful in crypto. Being a founder, being a hodler, being the owner of an exchange, and also being very close to a founder would afford you the chance to be very successful in crypto. And some people see it that way, that it was the founder. They're alleging that it's the founder that was involved, or people who are close to the founder, wherever, in whatever capacity, private chat groups and things of that nature, and we took advantage. But that's not just central to this DEX. It's not essential. It's not just central to these things. This happens in crypto all of the time. All of the time. In the legacy world, people, these regulatory bodies, when you're talking about traditional finance and blah blah blah, insider trading is a crime. Anything inside information is a crime. That's what your girl Martha Stewart did some time for. She had the inside scoop, got incarcerated behind that. But we know there's a lot to be desired by, or undesired by way of regulation in the crypto space. That's void. We don't have that right as yet compared to traditional finance. They're trying to sink their claws and their fangs into crypto and control it. Good luck in trying to control a space that's so decentralized, especially pulsechain, where you have validators all across the world participating in network effect and security. But this whole thing with inside trading is not void in crypto. It happens. I don't know for a fact if that's what happened with this particular DEX or not. I'm just simply not surprised. Not surprised at all. Not at all. When I talk about how people are taking risks, crypto is all risky, and then you want to participate in things that are even more risky than risky, like ultra risky. That's when you decide to gamble and pick red or black, and you treat crypto like it's a scratch off at some type of bodega or convenience store or gas station that you could scratch off lucky 7, see if you hit or win. Play the lotto. You're gambling. When you're doing these things, you have to understand you're the prey for predators, people who are just scouring through the space, hunting for victims. And unfortunately, on the internet, it's a lot easy to scam people than not. It's a lot easier for people to get robbed on the internet than in real life, because it happens so often. We saw the whole of last year, 2022, billions of dollars were fleeced from crypto participants and investors and retail and everything of the like, everything of the sort. They were fleeced. Billions and billions and billions of dollars were. It's not easy to walk up on somebody direct and over a period of time through a year, directly face to face, and rob people of billions of dollars. But on the internet, it's very doable. It's documented. These things are verified, especially when you're talking about the blockchain. And again, I find it disgusting that you have people who click up, who have garnered some trust from people in the community, who have been in the community much longer than myself, or the likes of myself and others like myself. And they appear to be fine with dealing with founders who have launched projects that the launch wasn't that smooth as such. And, there's rumors and speculation about funny business taking place. And they're cool with them. They're chatting it up. Ha ha ha, he he. Meanwhile, it makes you think. Like I said, folks conspire in the shadows. It's not necessarily even conspiracy, just people chat in private groups and they do their own thing in their own personal networks to think and conjure up different ways to create a new plan or project to launch. And the world and the community is the victim, or you're hoping that everything turns out to be okay. That it's not a rug pull, that you don't get scammed, that certain promises are delivered. Especially when you've already given up tons of money on a promise. You're trying to catch lightning in a bottle, because the 10,000x thing right now, like, to me, people are looking at it like trying to catch that lightning in a bottle. Like, not to say that it'll never happen again, but not all coins achieve 10,000x in their lifetime. Yet, not all coins have done that. We know the premier Bitcoin surpassed, Ethereum has surpassed it, Hex touched it, and and other coins, anomalies or outliers, have done exceedingly well, but not the thousands and tens of thousands of coins. None of those have performed in tandem with 5-6 figure X's, millions of X's like Bitcoin has done. No. So when you divide your attention in multiple different ways and aspects, you're just simply gambling and hoping for something to hit. That's what you're doing. And while you're gambling and hoping for something to hit, you have a whole bunch of people out there dangling carrots in front of you, eagerly waiting for you to bite, eagerly waiting for you to lose and relinquish everything you worked so hard to possess, and transfer it over to their hands. There's so many levels of transference of wealth taking place too. We understand from financiers of old, I should say financiers of old and financiers of the world who have been quote unquote successful in traditional finance, like Warren Buffett, people of that name, Peter Lynch, Jack Bogle, Transference of wealth occurs from those who are impatient to the patient. And even when you understand certain things, and when we have the tools here and these coins that, you know, to help strengthen our financial lives, people are quick to dismiss what has worked and think that they can continue to do or revert back to their old negative habitual ways and characteristics that yielded nothing but profound loss. Why would you revert back to these activities that produce nothing but loss for you? This is what you find, though. This is what you find, though. And you have these individuals supposed to be OGs that again, the community just has grown to appreciate for whatever reason, whether they're popular because they've just been streaming all the time, or people have just built a connection with these folks. They don't even sound the alarm or really highlight or even verbally put people on notice or let folks know that, listen, we see what's going on here. Because we understand not everyone is sitting pretty like we have sat. We're sitting because they weren't in hex like we were, for example. And we have folks who are looking forward to be in the same position we're in, or even maybe better position. And we don't really want to see these people crash out. You don't have many of these OGs speak like that. Not many at all. It's like, it's all about self-aggrandizement, self-preservation. It's all about the selfish nature of just being closed-minded, and it's only about them being greedy in an absolute sense. I could understand having a spirit of a hustler or an entrepreneur, where you want to be your own independent business person, where, yeah, you said to the world, you said to everybody, Hex has made you rich. And so you've developed a business for yourself where you're selling services or products and things of that nature. I get that. At least you're keeping yourself busy. But when you align yourself with crypto players, I should say, who don't, based on their activities and their actions, show you that their actions weren't A1 with the community, and you align yourself with that. You talk about how you sacrifice with that. You talk about whatever, and you have an audience listening to you who basically respect what you say. They're going to follow you. But you don't care. It's because you got the bag, you got paid, you got the inside scoop. This is not hard. It's just what I think. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just watching observation. That's it. An old man talking crap on the internet. But you got the inside scoop. It looks like you got the inside scoop. You got one leg up above everybody else who's waiting to ape in to whatever project that they're afraid to miss out on. It's weird. It's weird. But again, this is what happens with the nature of these markets. Guys, to me, I understand folks, some people believe this is a bull market. I still think it's a bear. And I know it's through these types of markets where you see you learn about yourself and you learn about others. And you see the real selves of people come out when things get really, 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 really hard, really painful. The true selves come out, the true personalities, right? Even though this is the internet, you can't take things but so serious. But when you're dealing with money, no one's gonna take money serious, your money serious, more serious than you. Because if you don't take your money serious, you'll be in a position where you're relinquishing everything to those who want to take your money away from you easily. Because this is what happens. This is what happens often. This is what's going to continue to happen. It's not hard. And I know some people are scratching their heads. They're asking questions. They're wondering, wow, I thought this influencer was about delayed gratification. I thought that influencer didn't really speak about leverage trade. I thought, it's like this influencer no longer speaks about staking long term, or this one now talks about Bitcoin and Ethereum, etc. And the list goes on. You could just have your pick. And that's okay, because again, it's a free market. But let me help make an example of what I'm talking about too before I end this. There was a NASCAR situation that happened a couple years back, 2021. This was during the height of the bull market, the last raging bull market, 10,000x mania. $600,000 was raised. For those who don't know, those who know, but those who don't know, who may find this, $600,000 was raised by the community to wrap a car for a NASCAR race. For a NASCAR race, right? It'd just be Hex logo all over the car, in Hex colors, bright colors, fuchsia, magenta, orange, pink, whatever you want to call it. Wrap the car. So it participated in the race, but unfortunately the car didn't win the race. Not too long after that event, Richard Hart announced on a call that he was not pleased at all with the fact that, number one, the race lost, of course, right? The car lost. So, but more so, he was not pleased that all that money was raised to wrap a car instead of spent elsewhere where it could be used to directly market Hex to the people. He was pissed off about the brand marketing that wrapping the car brought or was about, because he didn't believe that the brand marketing was effective. He didn't believe that was effective whatsoever. Putting ads on buses, because that's what was happening in the early days of Hex. You saw that. I saw it. I saw, clips of buses, ads, and things of that nature. And when you're on the outside looking in, when you're unsuspecting, you're thinking, okay, yeah, it seems like it's a big deal. You plaster the Hex symbol somewhere. It's bound to draw attention. But when he explained it, he said, how many people did you think looked at the car with the symbol and decided to pick up their phones and go look up Hex on their phones and see what Hex was about? How many people? So he wasn't pleased. It was brand marketing versus direct marketing. And he told this to the community 2 years ago. And a lot of people in the community who spent the money were pissed off. They gave Richard, pushback and negative feedback. They weren't happy because he wasn't happy. The founder of the whole thing wasn't happy. He felt like it was a waste of money. Right? And now he preferred, just send postcards directly to people in the mail, direct. Word of mouth is very powerful. But he prefers that over brand marketing, having stuff on billboards or cars or buses and things of that nature. Now to hear the people who still like this, they don't think, I mean think about the whole thing with the sports, the soccer team, the whole Barnsley soccer team. There was a soccer team from Europe that the community tried to sponsor, and I don't think that turned out very well. You know, there was some type of issues that came up. It created some kind of drama where, you know, and the bottom line is you don't see it reflected in the charts. All this marketing, all this stuff, all this money being spent and all this stuff, people think that, okay, yeah, it seemed like he's right, like it's not really working. And to hear, as recent as today, there was some type of announcement from a project that's waiting to launch or whatever, that they're going to be creating ads in a stadium situation. It's like, all right, it's more going aligned with the whole brand thing, you know, like, and these things are supported by members in the community, as far as like folks who say they're OGs and influencers who are just spreading the word and saying these things, and, you know, in the spirit of, you know, folks are thinking this is how you do this to create more awareness, to reach out to people in different blockchains and get different eyes and onboard people and adopt people to bring them to pulsechain. And this, you just put more ads and some type of marketing banners in stadiums. Again, it's like, it's the definition. What, you know, when you keep doing the same thing over and over, you're talking about buses, you're talking about cars, you're talking about sports uniforms, you're talking about like banners and ads in stadiums and things. Keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, looking for a different result. They say that's the very definition of insanity. I mean, how serious should I not take you? I bid you all adieu. I'm going to catch you all on the next one. Take care.